Okay, so good evening guys. So today we are learning a new concept that is called to the Hadoop. Okay, so what exactly the Hadoop? Many people are thinking Hadoop is what? Hadoop is what? What is the Hadoop exactly? The fundamentals. Okay, so let me go throughout that. First, we need to understand before we are going to be Hadoop what is the data, because what happened? Hadoop is a database framework. What is that? Hadoop is a database framework. Okay, not the database. It is the Hadoop is the what? Database framework. Which one are helping us store the data? Okay, so that's why whenever we are calling as a data, first we are considering the 1.1 section that is called what is exactly the data, isn't it? So data means what? Data is any collection of facts, numbers, records, measurement, or the observation that can be stored and processed by the computer. That is called to the data. Maybe you have the data present in the fact form. Maybe it is present in the number form, like integer numbers. Maybe data you have in the text format, that is we call as a word. Maybe you have the data present in the measurement format, like kbs, mbs, tbs, right? Or maybe the units or the observations that can be stored in the process by the computer. Means whatever the data we have, that data is going to be a process your computer only, right? Okay, so example, suppose whenever we talk about to the data having to the different format. First is what? Text file. Many times your data is a format in the text file. So which kind of data in the text file we can able to store? That is your books are in the readable format, text, isn't it? Again your articles in the text format. Again your chats, we have chat messages, right? So these all the data we call as a text file, right? Text format is available. So that is data we call as a word format we have, right? Okay, then after we have to the numbers are present. Numbers means what? Where we have to the sales figure, exam marks, where the numbers are present, isn't it? Right now we are understanding if we have the data is present. So what is the data? Data means what? A different format, a different types of data is available. Like we have to the text type of data. Text type example is this one. After that we have to the numbers data, which one example is this one, right? After that we have to the another data also, that is called images, videos, audios. Are you getting that? All files are different, that is also we called as a data, right? So sensors, even your sensors reading, like a temperature reading, humidity, right? So this is also we call as a data. Means see what kind of data is present. So right now you understand the data is present in the different format, and it is available in the different way. So right now think about that. Normal data you understand. If you have to the only one quantity of data or one kind of formatting data, that is okay. Suppose you have only the text format data, then you can store inside of the MySQL. You have to the another data, that is you can store inside of the number only, then you can again store inside of your MySQL only. But think about that when you have to the data, images, audios, or file, then when maybe together everything, then MySQL is going to be a crash. Why the reason? Even your MongoDB also, it is going to be a crash. Reason is this MongoDB and your MySQL is we are using when we have to the small amount of data is present. Like small means it's not the small, like even in the MongoDB and okay, let me tell you that in MySQL you can able to store the at least 1 TB, 2 TB, means in TB format data, means TB, or no, not a TB, in a GB. In GB you can able to store like 50 GB, 60 GB, 70 GB. Are you getting? But after later what next solution? Then you can use MongoDB. MongoDB also can able to store at least 1 TB, 2 TB, 3 TB, 4 TB, means in TB form, in TB at least. Measurement is a TB, terabyte, isn't it? Now after if you have to the like a Google type of data, big data, are you can able to store inside of your relational database management system? It is not possible. Let me clear that. Even non-SQL, that is called MongoDB, over there also you cannot able to store the that much of the bulk amount of data. Then what we can use? That purpose they use as a solution that is called Hadoop. Hadoop can directly interact with your hardware part, and it is a bigger also because Hadoop having to the file distribution system. Okay, what is that? I will be explained, but the Hadoop we are using for the big data purpose. Okay, so let's go understand. Right now we understand normal data means what. Right now, what is then the, oh, before that big data, we need to understand also types of the data, which kind of data is present. Okay, data is present in the structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data, and your Hadoop can able to store this all kind of data together. Let me clear that your MySQL can store only the structured data where we have to the row and column format is available. Your MySQL is stored only in the which format? Rows and column. That is we call as a structured data, or we can say as a RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Are you getting? Now, after this one, your MongoDB we call as a semi-structured data. Why the semi-structured data? Because not in the strict table format, but has a tag or the marks, example in the JSON format, XML format, where we call as a documentation format, means a document file we have. It is not storing into the structure format, means table, rows, column is not there. This is your MongoDB story. But rather than if you can get something which one we call as a unstructured data we can store inside of your Hadoop. Okay, so which one? No fixed structure, example images, videos, audios, okay, audios, videos, and the free text. Are you getting? There is no any relationship, there is no any proper format, you can store it directly. Are you getting? So this is a data types we have whenever we are learning to the different data. Why we are learning this all data types? Because this is right now we are using to the big data. We do not need to consider only the normal single data. We need to be think about something big data. So right now I said something big data means what is right now the big data? When the amount of data become too larger. To proceed using a traditional method, it's called as a big data. Means normal data you have that is a day by day are increasing, like a Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, Google. Their data is day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day are increasing. So that time they are calling as a big data where we have right now. If you want to be understand in the physical way, or I can say in the physics wise, the big data means what? You can see the big data is described using a 3Vs. 3 means what? 3 time V, and S means what? A multiple. Now what is that 3V? 3V means what? First is the volume. Volume means what? A large amount of data when is present we called as a volume. Volume. My data having lot of volume means lot of data are present. Then again, velocity. Velocity means what? Data is generated very fast. That is we call as a velocity, right? And then a variety means different type of data is present. When these three types of data is completing, we call as a big data. Understood properly? Now let's go to the next concept. Data store and analysis. Our work is not only we need to be store the data, we need to analyze also, because what happen in the future, maybe you can get into the job that is called data scientist. And what is the data scientist can able to do? They can analyze the data and giving a prediction using by that data. Means if suppose we are done these things, then what we can say that then you can say to their boss, this data if we can use, we can able to make a more profit. That is called to the prediction, isn't it? Apart from that, see over here, data storage and analysis means what? Data store means a save data so it can be used later. Okay, in the storage option. Now you can say that, sir, we can store the data, but where we can exactly store the data? We can store in the local drive, that is called your hard drive. SSD means in your computer, right? Then again we can use to their databases, that is called MySQL, Postgre, or many more. Maybe right now you're using this one, distributing